This is Hoodies. Yo, test the 1 2 1 2. Test the 1 2 real quick. Some good water. Don't you wanna be? 'Cause I can pretend. Don't you wanna be more than friends? Hold me tight and don't let go. Don't let go. You have the right to lose control. Don't let go. I know I butchered that. Test the 1 2 1 2. All right, let's get right into this. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Yo. Play with me today, hat. Yo, welcome back to another dope session of Hoodies the Podcast. I'm the host of God, Rashidi, coming at you live from the Skill Suite. Or maybe not so live, but we coming at you, man. Yo, let's put one in the air for Hoodies the Podcast. Word, let's get right on into this thing, man. Y'all know how we do this. Thank you for watching, man. Deadass, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Feels good to be back. First things first, shout out to you if you got a born day today, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether you fresh out the womb or you been here a while. Salute to you, man. New life, more life. You know what I'm saying? Today's a special day. It's the day you were born, man. Word. Granted, you weren't the only one, but there's not another person alive with your fingerprint. There's not another person alive who will have a life identical to yours. You are one of one. Enjoy your day, man. Deadass. Enjoy your day. And listen, man. Along with that, shout out to everybody who's lost a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Life is short. Even on our longest day, life is short. There are folk, you know, leaving home in the morning, and hugging and kissing their loved ones, kids, spouse, significant other, whatever, other family members, being kind to people, and there's just some people who's not returning home for whatever reasons, for one reason or another, My heart goes out to you if you've lost a loved one, someone whom you love and respected and all that, man. My heart goes out to you. Deadass, you'll make it through. I know you will. Listen, shout out to you if you got family who's not faring well, health-wise. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I'm sending everybody, you know what I mean, some warm energy, some warm, good energy, man. Deadass. I wish abundance upon everybody. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? You just never know, man. So how y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Me, I'm alright. I'm making it through. Staying positive, on my square, centered. You know what I'm saying? That's not always the case, but that's where I'm at right now. How y'all doing? Y'all good? If you're not good, listen, I guess if we're not good, we gotta get good. You know what I mean? There's 3 options. Unfortunately, it's just 3 options. As far as I'm concerned, it's to make it, or make it. Somehow, some way, man. Somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? So real quick before I get done with the intro, right? Take a moment, right? And just think of just one thing. Yeah, just one thing that you're grateful for. On the count of 3, all right? 1, 2, 3. Just take a moment and just be grateful for that. Be grateful for that because there's somebody who ain't even got that. Just be grateful. Hold on. Appointment just came in. Motherfucker. This motherfucker. Oh. No, I'm good. I thought, yeah. I'm good money. That threw me off a little bit. Okay, we good. We good. All right. Oh man, that's the behind the scenes reaction. I thought that appointment was like 15 minutes from now. I was like, motherfucker, I just started recording. All right, we good. We good. We good. We good. Grateful for the little things. Another appointment just popped up, making my day even more steady, with the exception of this time right here. But I had to, cut this time out. Word. So we good. Grateful, man. Word. See, that's one more thing. One more thing to be grateful for. Word. So, let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. Word. All right. All right. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. So check it. So I don't really have no media to put up on this. Well, yeah, I do. I do. Just not right now. Just not right now. So what I want to talk about right now, I just want to chop it up with y'all real quick, right? And what I would like to talk about is, of course, this thing that we all experience but live in different ways called life. What about life? All right. This ain't rocket science, but listen. Life is not just about the big wins, right? Or major milestones. It's not just about that. Those things matter, but it's not just about that, of course, right? It's about, at least from what I'm learning, what my experience is. So I've learned that it's about mastering the soft skills, right? Those quiet decisions, those unspoken lessons. You know what I'm saying? Things we learn but don't necessarily speak on. We may share it with our sons, daughter, maybe a homie who's like a little brother. You know what I mean? A man might share it with his lady if she's the type to actually listen. You know what I'm saying? So listen, today I would like to talk about the subtle art, right? The subtle art to life. You know what I'm saying? What are the subtle arts? I'm talking about the things that nobody teaches you. You know what I'm saying? But everybody lives by these, again, unspoken lessons, these quiet decisions. You know what I'm saying? These soft skills, right? So check it. I'm about to give you 7 things, yeah? 7 things that I am of the belief can help us all in terms of, you know, developing an art. And then eventually a subtle art, a smooth ass, dope ass, subtle art to this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so y'all ready? Ready? Better be, because I'm about to start. Check it. Number 1, doing less, right? Doing less, but with more intention. Okay? What do I mean by that? Okay, not everything needs your energy. You know what I'm saying? Not everything needs your energy. For example, you could be like knee deep in, say, playing basketball. You paying attention to the fundamentals, footwork, you know what I'm saying? Like on your own. And then even in practice, say 5-on-5 or whatever, you making sure that you and your teammates are being vocal. You calling things out. You saying this, hey, behind you, hey, I got you. You know, just all those things communicating on the floor, right? And then all of those things, you know, translate pretty well like doing a real game, like be it pro or amateur, right? So imagine putting all your time and energy, right, into all of those things, as you should, right? As you should. Your time and energy should be there. Those core fundamentals on how to play the game, you know what I'm saying? And to be a good leader on your team, all yada, 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 all those good things, right? But then your discipline, your focus, all of that shit falls by the wayside because of a fan. I ain't talking about that real disrespectful shit. Listen, unless a fan throws something at me, throws a bottle at me or something like that, I don't really see no real reason to really go up in the stand. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I mean? I don't really see no real reason. So I'm about to get to my point. So imagine doing all that training, all that mental discipline, all that, and then you unravel because of a bum ass fan. Now you getting ejected out of the game, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so when I say that not everything deserves your energy, what I'm saying is the art of this thing called life, the art of say a situation like that would be knowing where to place your energy. You know what I mean? And apparently, you know, if you training in all those areas to sharpen your sword, if you will, if you training in all those areas, that's where the energy should stay. Say on the things that you can control. You know what I'm saying? Place the energy where you can control it. You can't control, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but and some of them fans be drunk courtside. Cause anybody further up, you ain't really gonna hit them like that anyway. It's usually the folk with some coin, you know what I'm saying, who's sitting on the, you know what I mean, courtside, on sidelines. Or maybe just a few rows up. You know what I mean? Not everything needs your energy. All those other things, those core things that make you the basketball player that you are, or the barber that you are, say you paid attention to all those fundamentals. You watched people. You looked at some of their ideas and you incorporated it into your own. Everybody does that, from stylists, barbers, tattoo artists, rappers, singers. Everybody's borrowing a little bit from somebody else, from somewhere else, and incorporating that shit into their own. You know what I'm saying? But when paying attention to all those little nuances, just we're still on number one. Just do less. You know what I mean? But with more intention. Put the energy where it deserves to be. And I hope I did that whole explanation some justice about the basketball and that. I hope I did it some justice. The art in a situation like that is knowing where to place, you know what I'm saying, where to keep your energy too, and not on a fan. And a fan can translate to any hater, be it family, a so-called friend, so-called co-worker, so-called colleague, so-called, it could be a competition, whatever. The art is knowing where to place the energy, is the point. Word. Number 2, right? Saying no without guilt. Saying no without guilt, fam. Listen, man. There's a art to that. Word. So check it. If you have it to give, say money or time, right? If you have it to give it. You know what I'm saying? I've said before that I want to say I'm there, but I still need work. That my and that probably won't be my final form. This isn't my final form, but I'm on the road to becoming a universal man. Which I've explained this before. I'm for justice for everybody. For everybody. Justice, aid, you name it. Right? But my concerns are black first. So what you saying? You know what I'm saying? Fuck you saying? If it's a little white kid that needs some help and then a black kid needs some help, what you saying? Because you black first, you gonna help the black kid first? In a situation like that, the one who needs the most help is who will get my help. I'm a universal man. The one who needs my help the most. If the white kid needs my help the most, I'm gonna help the white kid, and I'll be back for you, little brother. Hang on. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm saying that to say, I know I kind of sort of went down a rabbit hole, right? So what I'm saying is, if you have it to give, be it your time, money, whatever. If you have it to give, give it. If you can, be of service to people. If you have the time, if you had the time to spare, lend it, give it. The money, give it. That's what I would say. Okay, I. Maybe there should be some discernment with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the whole pearls before swine thing, right? Don't waste your money just because you got it to give, right? Where am I going? I'm going to the power of no, right? But if you don't have it to give, then don't give it. That sounds like common sense, but I'm speaking to the people pleaser who thinks that if people know that they're giving their last, that would please them and accept them or whatever. I call it stupid. But I get it though. I get it. But if you don't have it to give, or even if you have it to give and you using discernment, like nah, I'm not doing that. I don't want no parts in whatever you say no without guilt. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect your peace. You gotta protect those boundaries, fam. Listen, it ain't even just about time and money. It could be your home. Somebody might want to come stay in your home. Maybe they've been there before and things didn't work out. Somebody might want to come work in your establishment. There's an art to this thing called life. And one of those things, number 2, is saying no without guilt. If it's no, it's no. Word. Number 3 is knowing when to let go. You know what I'm saying? You can use that wherever applicable. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's people, goals, it could be old versions of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Listen, detachment, for real, is an underrated skill. You know what I'm saying? It's an underrated skill. What is attachment? Hold on. What is detachment, rather? Detachment just simply means to create mental, emotional, or even physical space between yourself and something that you may be overly connected to. You know what I'm saying? Without necessarily stopping care, love, okay, and responsibility, right? It's not about indifference. It's about freedom from control, obsession, or emotional entanglement. That's a lot of word salad, right? So letting go, like detaching or whatever. Knowing when to let go is like doing your best, doing everything you can, like do your best, put your best foot forward, but there's really no need to try to control how things turn out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all you can do is all you can do, fam. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Detachment. My bad. Word. Detachment is not over identifying roles or relationships. You know what I'm saying? You love your partner. Think about that. You love your partner, right? You love your job. You love your goals, all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're not necessarily defined by that. You know what I'm saying? You're not defined. I mean, sure, your partner is a huge part of your life, but you are who you are. Your feelings are your feelings. Your goals are your goals. You know what I'm saying? I think that's detaching. You know what I mean? It's good to detach and just be free of a stigma of this is be you. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, I think all the time, there should be a level of detachment. You know what I'm saying? Detachment is also, if you ask me, it's also letting go this need to fix people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This need to fix people. Like, okay, it's good to support people, like our adult sons and daughters, right? That's what I'm thinking about right now, and some other family members. But releasing the need to fix people, like support is good. Supporting other people, that's good. But I think there just comes a time when we have to recognize, as people and as parents with adult sons and daughters, is that sometimes you got to fall back and let people make their own choices. You know what I'm saying? Release the need to fix, detach in that way. Not reacting to everything. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where it starts to interrupt your peace, and now it's taking over your life, and nothing's worth that. You know what I'm saying? Now, what detachment is not? Detachment is not being careless. You know what I'm saying? It's not being apathetic. Detachment is not avoiding responsibility. Still got to be responsible, right? Being emotionally distant or numb, that's not detachment. That's just what that is, being emotionally distant. You know what I mean? And then another thing that it's not, detachment is not cutting people off cold. I admit that could be a little debatable. That could be a little debatable because depending on the infraction, I don't know. Because some people don't deserve an explanation. Okay, all right, check this out. Let's amend that. Okay, so it's not cutting people off cold. First offense. First offense. Nah. Let's break that down. Listen, whoop de whoop de whoop. Hey fam, why come on man, I trusted you man. Hey, what? I, my bad. I know man. Even though he probably did. Cool. That's not a complete cold cutoff. Second infraction, nah, nope, nah, I'm good. I'm good. No explanation, no nothing. I'm giving no opportunities to gaslight me. No. Still love though. You understand? All right. So real quick before we get off detachment, we're going down the rabbit hole. So like, okay, I'm talking about why. I'd like to talk about why detachment matters, right? For kind of what I was just saying, as far as your peace is concerned. You know what I mean? It protects that. Detach. When you detach, what I mean? It could be used as a means to protect your peace, right? It allows space for growth. Pretty much what I've just been saying, right? It helps you to respond and not react. You know what I'm saying? It could teach you to love without possession. It's another rabbit hole in itself. Detachment is part of the subtle art. All right, that was three. Number four. Number four is playing the long game. Playing the long game. That's not rocket science. That's not rocket science. But life is not. It's not like fast food where you know what I'm saying, or where you pray for something or you meditate and with the intention of not only affirming but manifesting things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's not praying and manifesting and meditating and all of that, right? And then think that You go to the first window, pay the price, go to the next window, and then bing bong, there's your food. That's not how that works. Playing the long game is, of course, being patient. Playing the long game because certain things in life is it's a slow cook. It's just what it is. It's a slow cook. It's a slow burn. You know what I mean? Listen, immediate results are loud. You know what I mean? If you can make that connection. But long-term growth is silent. It's gradual. It's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Playing the long game. Because only fools rush in. Use that wherever applicable. All right. Number 5. We're on 5 already. Damn. Number 5. Another component. There's many components. But another component, I would call it rather, to the subtle art is being comfortable with contradiction. Right? What do I mean by that when it comes to life and all that? Like, that's being grateful for who you are, being grateful for where you are, or what you are, or what you have. It's being grateful for everything. Because just like we talked about, thinking of one thing to be grateful for. Remember we talked about that one thing to be grateful for, right? It could be worse than that. Like I said, it could be worse than that. Be grateful for everything you got. Be grateful for where you are. Understand that it's not your final, it ain't your final stop. That's just where you are right now. Come on, man, you're not about to stay there. Right? So be grateful for where you are, but still want more. See, that's where the contradiction part comes in at. Because it is a bit of a contradiction to be grateful, but yet want more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's okay to want more. This ain't it. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful. Listen, life for me is totally different from what it was in January for me. Right? It's a little different. This isn't my, like I said, it's not my final form. Which means I'm grateful for where I'm at. But this ain't, listen, dead ass, I want more. And I don't know when I'll be satisfied. But and listen, if I'm not able to obtain more for whatever reasons, I'm grateful for what I do have. I'm grateful. So that's where the contradiction comes in at again. It's like being confident, but still feeling lost. That makes any sense? It's kind of a contradiction. How confident can you be, but you don't know where you are? The confidence is knowing that you'll figure it out. Remember? 3 options. Make it, or make it. You know what I'm saying? Life isn't, either or. You know what I'm saying? It's not an either or. Well, you ain't grateful enough. Well, you don't have enough. Or how you gonna be confident? You don't even know where you are. It's okay. I'll figure it out. It's okay. I love what I have. I love where I'm at. But I want more. I want more, man. That's okay. That's the subtle art. You got to be comfortable with that. Be comfortable with the contradiction. You know what I mean? Hey, even when it comes to, say, working out or whatever, become comfortable with that contradiction. You hate the shit because it hurts. It pushes you. But then you love it. Show of hands for everybody who loves that feeling you feel after a great workout. Hard, strenuous workout. Stop playing, man. Be comfortable with the contradiction. And I hope I did number 5 some justice, right? Number 6, we getting there, right? Number 6 is learning when to speak and when to stay silent. It's number 6. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. Just like not everything needs our attention, right? Not everything deserves a response. You know what I mean? Not everything deserves. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing. There's no need. Unless, of course, you got something to prove to people. Unless, of course, you need to be validated. You seeking somebody's approval? If that's what you looking for, I say get the fuck out of here. But if that's what you looking for, then maybe everything does need a response. Maybe you got something to prove. You know what I mean? Somebody threaten you. You don't necessarily have to follow it up with a threat. You don't necessarily have to fall for that. You can still be the bigger man. You can still be calm. Wisdom, I'm of the belief that wisdom is often shown in restraint. And because of that, I don't have to respond to everything. I don't have to respond to all that. I don't have to respond to a bunch of silly shit. Some old hating shit. You don't have to respond to that. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, you are, well, should be in control of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And also you should be in control of your actions. And if somebody else has control over that, you got a problem. With all due respect, you got a problem, fam. You know what I'm saying? And number seven, the quiet confidence of self-trust. Self-trust. Some people don't trust themselves. Some people don't go by nothing that they think. And I get it. It's because some people are religious. And some people are advised or told or instructed to not rely on their own thinking. To rely on the words of their deity. And I ain't here to argue that. I'm not here to argue that. Different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm just seriously of the belief that, well, not the belief. How can I put it? I am grounded, rather. I'm grounded in the assurance that I will figure it out. I'm grounded in that. I move through life not loudly. You know what I'm saying? But I move, you know what I'm saying, with some grounding and assurance that I will figure it out. Because I always do. It ain't pretty or perfect, but I always do. You know what I'm saying? I always do. That right there is seven bullet points. You know what I mean? 7 components. There's many of them. That's just 7 right there. And why 7? Well, according to various texts, and even I think even the Bible says that 7 is the number of completion. In some texts, it may say that 7 is the number of perfection. I like completion. You know what I'm saying? So 7. Word. Okay, so so check it, man. I got no I got no real sports news. Just people who used to play sports and still affiliated with sports. Will that work? All right, let's do it. Let's see. Luka Doncic just re-signed. I don't know how much. I don't care. But he did just sign with the Lakers for 3 more years. I saw some photos of Jason Tatum in the gym, no boot on. Now I ain't putting up no media. Now I'm gonna find something. There should be something up on the screen. But anyway, so here's some sports news from some former sports folk and was still affiliated in the sport. Listen, here's something I meant to talk about last episode, right? Reports state that Michael Jeffrey Jordan revisited his high school in Wilmington, North Carolina, and encountering the janitor who had supported him during his formative years. This janitor, Mr. Wilson, who was reportedly 80 years old, was still diligently working despite his age. Jordan established a trust to pay off the janitor's mortgage, cover his medical expenses, and provide a monthly income for his retirement. Excuse me. Right. His income for his retirement. The plan also included making Mr. Wilson's home accessible with features such as widened doorways, a roll-in shower, ramps, and handrails. Word. That was some noble. That was noble. Word up. Salute to the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Listen, man. We've heard how competitive he is. We heard how competitive he is. And listen, we've heard from people who even like this dude. They like him. The people, did I say people who like him? People who like him say he's an asshole. Or have said that he's an asshole. This was years ago. People change. Maybe, as we get older, sometimes we recognize the error of our ways, and or we tend to soften in certain areas, right? So you never really, and then of course, if you read the book that his sister wrote, forget the name of that shit, but his sister Dolores wrote a book. Maybe I'll put the title up on the screen or something like that. But anyway, so you hear what his peers have said. You hear what people who weren't so fond of him said. You hear what the media has said. You hear what his sister wrote. And it's a pretty decent book, by the way. But you hear all of those things, but you never really, well, you hear him opening up medical facilities and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But you never really hear this type of shit. It's not to say that's not to say that there aren't other instances where he's done really good things for people. I'm just saying this is the first time I've heard of something like this. I think this is extremely noble, and wow, man. Imagine, just imagine. Here it is, 80 years old, and regardless of the life choices that janitor made, what a man. Want to talk about a miracle? There it is. There it is right there. There it is. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Salute to the GOAT. Word. Also, coming, let me get it together. Goes to show that there it is. There it is. I'm looking at a flyer. So coming this Sunday, August 10th, all the way through Thursday, August 14th, right? From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Book Club on High in Portsmouth. The address is 620 High Street, Portsmouth, Virginia. There is a function called Pawns to Purpose, right? It's a youth wellness initiative centered around chess principles, right? Sponsor a child, empower a city, unite for change. I will be a part of this initiative, right? It starts that Sunday. I will be there that Monday. Come through. It's for youngsters, K through 12. Spaces are limited. You know what I'm saying? What will be happening here, like I said, from K to 12, what will be happening here is mentorship and life skills through chess principles, like I said. There'll be backpacks and supplies for every child, live chess coaching, strategy, and confidence building. That's where I'll come in at. Learn to apply chess to life, focus, Patience and Power. I'll be a part of that. Giveaways, raffles, and community prizes. Daily organic smoothies and fruit juice station in the fruit juice station. Civic unity and empowered learning. Okay. I encourage you all, join the movement, elevate the mind, move with purpose. I'm gonna put this flyer on the screen. Knowing me, it probably already is. There should be a QR code. You scan that QR code and you can register to either support, come through, and or maybe you got some prizes that you like to put in the pot to give out to the youth. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is not. I'm going to be a part of this. This isn't my situation. I'm going to be a part of this. So will some members from the chess club. In fact, the former president of the Skill Youth Chess Club is actually who's putting this whole thing together. You know what I'm saying? Wow. When you plant a seed, right? So and not only that, but our former chess coach that coached us some years back, I want to say about 3 years back, will also be there, Brother Nate, along with some other folk. So I'm looking forward to this event from August 10th, August 14th, 10 a.m. to 3. I'll be there that Monday through Thursday. Word up. So come through, man. Pop up, pull up, come through. You know what I'm saying? Word. Look forward to seeing you. Look forward to your donation. Look forward to whatever you can give. You know what I mean? Getting active isn't always about you spearheading something. It could just simply be sending money, sending things of value, things to be, like a giveaway. It could be donating supplies, book bags, and things of that nature. It could be your time, your expertise, your wisdom. There's all kinds of ways to give back. It could be just spreading the word. It could be reposting. I mean, there's various ways of being effective. You know what I mean? That's about, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not forgetting nothing. Yeah, that's about it. Word. Hope to see y'all there. Thank you in advance for your support, man. Salute to you as well. Word. So real quick before I get out of here, check this out.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware. But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
There's a reason for this reaction. Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, the Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer.
Okay, so as we watched that video, I understand that clip was made many years ago, and it was made during a different time, right? And I'm not saying it's fake or nothing like that. It's all facts. I just don't think that it's limited to just black folk. I think there are mad people who want to feel important, especially a lot of Caucasian folk, dead ass, who want to feel important, superior, like they getting some exclusive shit, like they got their hands on some ain't nobody else got. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the substitute. You know what I'm saying? They don't want, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's something special. Oh, what are you trying to say? I can't afford it. That's everybody. That is everybody. Or should I say that's anybody who's, once again, anybody who's got something to prove. Anybody who's trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Has got something to prove. And to sell to the Negro, as this video talked about, to sell to anybody, there's a subtle art to that. There's a subtle art. So I'm just saying, it behooves us all to tap in to those 7 subtle components towards the arts, the subtle arts of life, right? It behooves us all to incorporate all those things. Listen, there are many, many components to the subtle art of life. It behooves us all to tap into that, because trust me, society and the world at large, be it the government, white supremacy, all of that shit, has its covert and overt ways, its subtle and not so subtle ways to keeping us where we are now. Put that in air quotation marks and use where applicable. Whatever that means to you. There is a subtle art to this thing. And I suppose there's a subtle art to not being sold. You understand what I'm saying? Word. So that's all I gotta say about that. Word. So once again, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your likes, subs, and shares. I think I got a couple more followers. Shout out to everybody who's got some things going on, man. You know, the things that don't nobody else know nothing about. But yet and still, here you are. Here you are. Here you are. Still showing up. On time. Right on time. You know what I mean? Still got that smile on. That smile is almost turning into a scowl because you're tired. And I get it, but you still showing up, man. Word. I salute you. You know, and once again, for those of you who ain't hearing none of this, those of you who ain't hearing shit, you know, fuck all that. There's a hotline for you. If you feel that I don't want to be here, this is too much, I don't like the president, I don't like this, hey fam, 988. Because the world won't be a better place without you, if that's what you're thinking. Taking yourself out changes nothing. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Hang in there. 988, fam. Word. And I salute you for taking that step. Word. Alright, so again, man, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your likes, your subs, and your shares. Keep sending me good energy. I keep sending y'all good energy, and I'll take some of that good energy and I'll sprinkle it on, toward my moms. Thank you for everybody who has given me words of encouragement. I appreciate y'all. Listen, man, life is short. Like I said in the intro, life is short. It's precious. So you never know. There's a lot of people going through things. You never know when it'll be the last time you just may see them. Something may happen to you. You just never know, man. Imagine though, if we lived every day like it was our last day. You know what I mean? I know we've heard that many times before, but imagine if we moved like this was our last day. How would you talk to yourself? How would you talk to people? How would you talk to your significant other, your kids? How would you talk to the dude at the store, at the gas station? How would you talk with your coworker, or for some folk who work for you? You know what I mean? How would you talk, period? How would you move? What would you eat? Once you were done with your goals and things for the day, what would you do? Would you be present in the moment? Would you take the time and actually finish listening to that whole joke? You know what I mean? Yeah. Think about that, man. Word. I babbled long enough, so I'm gonna get out of here, man. Again, thank y'all for watching. I'm the guy Rashidi, and this is Hoodies, man. Peace. Hey. This is Hoodies.